Welcome. And hopefully welcome back to another podcast from cheapwinefinder.com. This is Domain Dave. Like always, about 3 times a week, we write up a wine, value price wine. This one's $11.99. I think it lists for $15. And we write about it. And then when we're done writing, we plug in the microphone. And this is it. What we have here is a wine called the Butternut Chardonnay 2021. Butternut is a brand from the Miller family wines from Paso Robles, California, though this is a California wine, which means they took grapes from a wider area. You might know, if you're into Trader Joe's wines, you might know Miller family wines because they own Central Coast Wine Warehouse, which in the early years, like 10 years ago, along with Bronco Wines and them, they did a large portion of the Trader Joe's exclusive brands, and if you ask me, some of the better ones. And they have a big wine outfit out of California, or Central California, Paso mostly, and they own some of the best vineyards in the area. I mean, French Camp. What's the other one? There's a few other ones I can't remember at the moment because I didn't look that up before I started talking. But yeah, they're legit. And this butternut is, I think I found it for $11.99. I said $15. What threw me off a little bit is I got their technical notes, and it said it was fermented in stainless steel and aged in stainless steel. Except this is an oaked Chardonnay. I mean, if you don't like oak Chardonnay, you're not going to like this wine. If you like, moderately oak Chardonnay, you're going to like this. I'm going to take a sip. Actually, their tech notes were so sparse, I don't know why they even bothered. Plus, it was wrong. This has the kind of oak that has maybe vanilla, and it rounds the flavors off. When you have a Chardonnay that does not undergo malolactic fermentation, malolactic fermentation is something that happens in red wine all the time. And what it does is takes the tart acid that are in grapes and it makes it into a rounded acid, lactic, and it changes the flavor. And because sometimes red wine, you don't want that tartness, and especially when you're doing oak and putting oak flavors in there, the tart doesn't go as well as the rounded flavors. And Chardonnay and Chenin Blanc are 2 white grapes that like oak a lot. And they like malolactic fermentation. And the flavors, they're talking about boss pear and peach and green apple and guava and honeydew melon. Those are all rounded flavors. If it was unoaked, it'd be grapefruit and, it'd be green apple, crisp green apple, and, it'd be those kind of things, some tropical fruit notes in there. But this one's all rounded and it's got vanilla, and they said creme brulee, and I didn't quite get that, but it was creamy. It was nice. It's a nice Chardonnay, especially if you like a little bit of oak in it. I mean, it doesn't go all the way, but it's got a little bit of butter, but not too much, not cloying. It still has that nice fruit coming through. Guitar player's playing some while I drank. And it's a decent $12 Chardonnay. It's got good length to it. The flavor stays with you for a while. I like it. It's got a screw cap. I don't know that much about it. I know who Miller family wines are, and I know this. There's not a lot to say about this wine, but it's good. It's a nice Chardonnay. If you're looking for, it's widely produced too. It should be everywhere. It should be in all the kind of wine shops, and it should be between 15 and 10. If you like a solid California wine, it's pretty good. The winemaker is trained in both Australia and France and knows the French techniques. I don't know what that has to do with this because this is classic California. But I think her name was Roxy Ward. So since this is a brand, there is no winery, there is no vineyards that are dedicated to this. They have a winemaker who makes, and Butternut has a whole line of wines that she makes. So this is pretty much a winemaker's line of wine, where they do what they do, which is actually kind of interesting because a winemaker then puts their stamp on it. So if you like the Chardonnay, you probably like the Sauvignon Blanc, and you might like the Cabernet Sauvignon, because they all kind of have a family resemblance to each other. So yeah, this is a nice wine. Butternut, keep a lookout for it. I like it. It's a good, solid, everyday Chardonnay. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's going to make you happy to drink it. So let me take one last sip and we'll wrap this up. There we go. I've got a natural Malbec from Argentina coming up. Now, they happen to be in Trader Joe's. It's $10, which from a really, really good producer. That should be fun. No sulfites added. And I have a fun wine from Chronic Cellars, who have fun time with their name. So we got a couple of wines coming up in the near future. So that's it for me, Domain Dave. CheapWineFinder.com. Like us where you like your podcast. If you look for a wine, if you're looking to see if we wrote up a wine, add podcast to it, because we're behind every single internet wine cellar if you're just looking for a wine. But you can find us. We're there and we're everywhere. So adios, keep it cheap, stay safe. It's bad weather out there. I'll be talking.